good mic skills, good in-ring work. I think it's best. I think it's best for both of them. But I think overall potential, I would say John Morrison over on SmackDown. But they haven't really given him as big of a push over there as they have Miz on Raw. At least up until now. That could change. We've got the SmackDown tapings right now. But I think in the coming weeks, I think a big John Morrison face turn with a pretty sizable push is in the works. So I mean, we'll have to watch it pan out.
I got a two. Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
I had a two-part. The return of Kennedy yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they'll work him in as a main event or like an upper mid-card kind of thing?
Kennedy, yeah, we kind of talked about that earlier. My feeling on Kennedy is, the guy's injury prone, and he comes back on his first night on Raw. And, I mean, it happens. Injuries happen, and especially when you're in a ring like that, working week to week. But do you want to push a guy that's so injury prone and goes out there, and especially it doesn't make him look any better when he comes back on his first night back, goes out there and suffers a wrist injury. I think MVP, my pick is for MVP to really be the guy that they push, and the Miz as well, but how far can you really go with the Miz? I mean, we've seen in recent weeks where, they've done the thing with Cena, and now, where does he go? Where do they go from here with him? So I don't know. Kennedy, I think drops back a little bit and has to prove himself before he gets back into the main event picture. But like I said, I think MVP is a guy to be on the lookout for. I know, Jose, you have a different opinion on that with Kennedy. What do you think they're going to do? Do you think he goes back to mid-card status, or do you think they continue to put him in these high-profile roles, even though the guy's got injury problems?
It's what keeps him in that status is his mouth. The guy has an unbelievable mic skill, and it's natural, and you can feel that it's natural. And that's what's keeping him elevated beyond some of the talents that are there in the roster that's been kind of working their way up. But the reality is he's going to continue being in that main event status. I don't think that he's going to take a step down. I think he's going to continue revolving around the legacy as well as some of the other, a little bit more of a mid-card talent. It's almost kind of like taking the Morrison approach compared to the Miz, where the Miz is really making a showing on Raw, but that's again because Raw lacks of some heels, and I think that's where they kind of refocus their attention and give Kennedy a little bit more of a main event status, but a little bit lower than MVP. I think right now MVP is on a hot streak, and I don't think that they're going to change that anytime soon.
Caller from Northeast Cali, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Yeah, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Okay, cool. Finally got in. Nice. It's kind of confusing on the big system because you listen to other callers and you're like, I can listen to the whole show.
That's my bad.
Actually, one of my parts was on the Mr. Kennedy situation, and they said that this injury of his didn't look like he'd miss any ring time. But I was watching the main event on Raw last night, and was it me or did Randy Orton get a little pissed off at Kennedy when he did that backdrop to him and he kind of twisted around, and it kind of looked like he kind of like swung at Kennedy for a minute, saying, hey, what the hell, you fucked up. And then that RKO that Kennedy took, well, it kind of looked a little rougher than usual. Not so much the landing, just the way his body was positioned as far as,
I'd have to go back and rewatch the tape. I think the injury happened on the RKO. And I mean, that stuff happens. You know what I mean?
It's really clear with the RKO, but like that backdrop that Kennedy landed on Orton before he, was actually able to get the tag to, I think it was Cena that got the tag. When Orton landed on that backdrop, he kind of sold the move like he spun around. And when he spun around, if you look, you got Orton kind of like taking a swing at Kennedy like that really knocked the wind out of me. Like that actually got me good. A buddy of mine pointed that out, and I looked it over again. I was like, you know what? I think you're right.
Well, I mean, that also has to do with, I'd have to go back to give you a straight answer on that. I'd have to go back and watch to see what you're talking about. But I mean, guys, just a few months ago when they did the whole HD thing with the new cameras and all that stuff, I mean, guys were told to go out there and work a little bit stiffer. So it could have just been that, because you're on TV and HD picks up everything. I mean, that high definition picks up absolutely everything. So I'd have to go back. I mean, I wasn't specifically looking for stiff work or anything like that, but I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I like I said, I can't really give you a straight answer unless I go back.
Don't you see this injury causing him any further out of the ring time? You think that he'll be okay as far as the bump?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If Matt Hardy's out there working with a broken hand right now, a little wrist injury isn't going to keep Kennedy out of the ring for any.
My second question, real quick, and has to do with you guys talking about Brian Kendrick and his idea with the tag team idea. There was rumors posted. I don't know if you guys caught up with this or not, but what's the status on a possible Joe Henning coming in as one of the potential mystery partners for Brian Kendrick?
It's a good question. It's a good question. They could bring somebody like, some of the newer guys. I mean, they've had guys that are working live but just about ready to be called up. Hello?
There were 3 guys listed, and Joe Henning was one of them that would have been in the works. Like, I think he was getting ready to be called up.
Yeah, I'm not sure on. Is he still here? Do we have him?
I couldn't understand one word.
Dude, I was trying my best. I was hoping it came through on the air, man, but his phone was off. I think he was asking about Joe Henning, Kurt Henning's son, being called up to be a tag team partner of the Brian Kendrick. I haven't heard anything about that. It could happen, but I'm sure we probably would have heard something. I think he's got a ways to go before he's called up to the main roster. It'd be interesting to see where they go with this the Brian Kendrick. I'm not totally behind that, just due to his past heat with WWE management and things like that, with the pot issues and the fines and things like that. So I'm not totally sold that this guy's in for a push. I mean, from what I've seen in recent weeks, the guy is just out there getting squashed, match after match, and is not in for any sort of big push. That's just my feeling. We'll have to wait and see in the coming weeks. I just think if you're going to continue to job the guy out and have him lose clean, that's not a sign that you're going to push the guy in any sort of way. You know what I mean? Especially week after week, where the guy comes down and is just treated like a jobber. Just a guy that's out there to put other guys over. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. This one I can't pronounce. Let me see if I get it right. Do I get this right, my man, when I say this? Kimayoto?
You got it right the third time I called. Here.
Not bad. What's up, man?
Yeah, nothing much. There's a certain subject that I wanted to tackle on. I've heard a lot of people talking about if John Cena is going to turn heel, and you were talking about Batista getting a heel turn.